Hello everyone, my name is James Painter, and for my current event, I'm going to showcase virtual reality. More specifically, my experience and analysis of the Oculus Rift and how this changes the world. You've already read about this to a degree in the book Inevitable by Kevin Kelly, and like Kelly talks about screening, I'm going to show you interactively. The level of immersion is unlike anything else, which is why it can feel a little bit jarring at times for those trying it for the first time. Like the real world, you have freedom of movement and viewing. Traditional games seem very static by comparison, where you remain stationary, usually sitting, in a relaxed position with minimal movements for your controls. That is not so for virtual reality, in which every part of you is in motion. While the graphics for most applications are not always very realistic yet, there are many others that are simply video, allowing you to see exactly from someone else's viewpoint. This is as close to teleporting as anyone has been able to experience so far. Google Earth even allows you to literally fly around the world. Another application allows you to fly around as a bird using only head and arm movements vice standard joysticks. Technology for VR right now is still pretty limited, especially for the average person. With lower resolution on the early models, some of the interactions are noticeably not as immersive as others, especially with the very limited viewing angles. The hardware can be very difficult to set up, and you need to have a very large space to use the headset, as well as a powerful computer for the type of quality and activity you want. Oculus Rift, for example, requires at least 2 sensors around the room to track controllers. The downside is that blind spots can cause a loss of tracking, so more sensors can be added to correct the issue. Have any cords, and it's actually less expensive to operate. The newest technology coming out here for VR kits resembles the ones for cell phones, which don't require any cords or expensive hardware to operate, while also costing significantly less. As their hardware evolves, so too does the experience. Right now, I have elaborate cables around my room for the connection to the computer and the headset. The headset is bulky and heavy, which over time can become a distractor or cause me to quit after prolonged use. The new advances are showing lighter, wireless models becoming available at cheaper prices than cabled versions. The current leading organizations developing these technologies are Samsung, Facebook, HTC, Sony, and Google, with the Oculus Rift, my technology, being owned by Facebook. There are also a slew of software developers which are making applications for both personal and business use. The business side of the house companies are Next Now and Groove Jones, two of the top in interactive VR experiences. Virtual reality covers nearly all of Kelly's 12 technological forces which will shape our world. It is becoming in that it isn't yet mainstream, but has already made a deep and lasting impression on those who have tried to use it. The movie, Ready Player One, recently came out, shows just how much the world could change with the advent of virtual reality. It is based on a shared program called Oasis, and it's free to use. Access is the only sign of wealth in the simulation, from outfits to design your avatar, or space travel to visit other planets. Many applications are already being utilized, such as those mentioned in the article linked in the description below, with construction modeling, training exercises, and real-world exploration. In VR, the material world is being completely dematerialized. The world they live in has kids attending classes in virtual reality, muting people trying to bully them while immune to physical harm. They appear as they want to appear. Businesses become ethereal. To go to work is to put on a headset and teleport to your office, eliminating morning commutes, puts less cars on the road, decreasing car fatalities, increasing the amount of time you spend at home each day. What would you do if you had an extra hour or more each day saved from commuting? You could have a dog and not need a dog sitter. You could make your lunch every day from your own kitchen. In the future, your movements could be tracked showing health and fitness. The wealthiest could have full body suits sending electrical signals to your body based on sensors tracking health and stimulate muscle growth. The suit could also be programmed to contract and restrict, giving the sensation of the user they are physically present in the virtual world. This isn't science fiction or fantasy. All of these concepts are real and actionable given time and a questioning attitude. The innovative ideas are already out there. People are already building technology to make this happen. What happens when robots steal all of our jobs and we no longer need cars? We probably jump into virtual reality and find new careers. This is the beginning of a super complex social environment where humans and machines work together instead of against each other.